An 18-month-old Suzuki Marauder was one of the reasons Brian Green wanted to get back on the road after an industrial accident.
In 2001, I had an industrial accident, lost all the fingers of my right hand. Luckily enough, they managed to reimplant my ring finger as a thumb. And after further operations to widen the web space, I've now got enough width to actually turn the throttle now and ride it. So I had a few adaptions done to it, and I'm now looking forward to getting back to biking. Initially after the accident, I didn't know whether I'd be able to ride again because of the swelling, and I didn't know if the thumb was going to take. So it was just a case of waiting and seeing what happened.
It was only a few hours after the accident that Brian started to think about riding again.
The initial first thought, I'd say, was actually in casualty when I seen what had happened to the hand, and I was talking with the surgeon, and I said, just give me them and then I can carry on riding my bike. And they tried to implant these two fingers, but they didn't take, so I've just had to work around it.
Brian has had his adaptions and hasn't looked back.
Well, they said they'd give me a grant towards fitting a thumb lever, having the bike adapted. It was just a case of finding my chosen engineer, getting a quote, getting in touch with them, and they okayed the grant, sent me the thumb lever, and then it was just taken from there. Yes, they take a bit of getting used to. It's strange pressing a foot pedal and the front forks dip, but you get used to that. And I suppose it'll come more naturally as I get used to it. When I first had the thumb lever fitted and I first got back on the road, I was a bit worried about the braking power I had with the thumb lever. It would stop me, but it was basically for slowing down. So I was worried if it did come into an emergency situation, there was no way I'd stop quick. I'd be riding along just looking for escape routes all the time because I knew if something happened I wouldn't be able to stop quick. So it was a bit of careful riding until I've had the rest of the adaptions done. With not having enough pressure on the thumb lever, the engineer decided after talking it through, there's only a single disc on the front wheel, decided to put an extra disc on and connect it to another foot pedal next to the back brake, leaving the thumb lever to use on one disc and the brake pedal to use the other disc. So whenever I'm moving the bike, I've got the thumb lever to actually brake, whereas I'd have nothing on the handlebars otherwise. I just didn't want to lose riding. It's something I've always done on and off since I was 19, 20. And I'd only had the bike less than 18 months, this one, when the accident happened. So there's no way I was going to give it up. If you've got bikes in you, they'll always be there. They'll never go away. And there's just no other feeling.